everyone, welcome to a special edition of the Football Line show, and today we are going to cover about German football, and we have a very special guest with us, the DFB senior advisor and TV9 senior advisor, Mr. Kaushik Moulik, and of course Faz. So sir, we are going to start with you.
Yeah, tell me Neil, what is your mind?
DFB Pokal, right. What drew you to bring DFB Pokal to India?
The DFB Pokal is one of the tournament. It's called Tournament for Cinderella Stories. Means when a smaller team beats a bigger team, or bigger team when go to play in various parts of German smaller teams. And this is a perfect fitment for German football to be India, because this tournament call is kind of a tournament for aspirants. Means if you have aspiration to go top, you can beat a 4th division club to beat Bayern, Dortmund or Leverkusen, and all Bayern goes to play in the local smaller club in their hometown. It's a perfect match meant for aspiration. You can touch your stars. It's a kind of Cinderella stories.
Thank you, sir. So, DFB Pokal and German football, what about Bundesliga? I know that you have had very personal experiences with very higher ups and many players from Bundesliga. What are your experiences?
The Bundesliga is a very tough league in the world, the best top league, one of the top league. What I found Bundesliga is also, like for example, if you see a dominance of Bayern, is quite a long term, that's not good for the world of football. It's good for the Bayern.
We do have seen a wave of change in Bundesliga, have we not?
Yeah, of course, this change is important. And you know, football has to, for example, Bayern has a tremendous supremacy in the football. And you have seen a lot in between. If you last 10 years, you will find, again, I'm talking to related to Pokal. Pokal, while its dominance was less one club.
Yeah.
The beauty, that's I'm talking about the one side, Bayern dominated the Bundesliga throughout last 10 years on that, before this year Leverkusen. But if you see other end, sometime for Frankfurt, Leipzig, all are the changes like that.
Absolutely.
So these are the very two complemented tournament, and the Bundesliga is a very tough competition. And if you see the Bundesliga, also if you see the Bundesliga 2 also, it's again 2 come to fast, and it's a real competition. And this year, personally, Leverkusen is in a flow, but Stuttgart, a lot of players.
So I have a question for you, sir.
Yeah.
There haven't been many signings from Leverkusen this season, and as we know that some of the players have left the club, that helped them win the invincible season. Do you expect them to win it again? If
you see the Super Cup, they played well. And I'm particularly very bullish about Xavi. He can be a game changer.
Absolutely.
If you look at his signing, not a big signing, but he a very strategic signing he made it. So I'm very bullish about the Xavi Alonso for his wonderful thing, and also I'm betting for a lot of players left for Stuttgart. But Sebastian, I knew him very well. He's a young and a very, very effective coach. And I think the Bundesliga is not a stardom league. It's a composition. It's a complete. It's never be followed by a star. One club have a star. One club a player. For them, Bundesliga star is the football is a big star, the superstar. So I particularly feel that Leipzig also be a good. You know, when Dortmund have a lot of good signing, and you know these clubs in German clubs, doesn't matter who left or come, they have a system, and the system carries on. They created the stars. That's the advantage of these leagues.
Okay. So in regards to in regards to Leverkusen, you spoke about Xabi Alonso. Of course, we all rate him. He's a fantastic manager. But I wanted to know, what do you think? The last season was an unprecedented achievement for them, but he did not have as much of a pressure that he has now. Because he's already proven to everyone once. But now comes the real challenge, where he has to show everyone that this was not a one-time thing. Exactly.
Last year there was no pressure or expectation.
So how do you think Xabi Alonso and the entire Bundesliga Leverkusen team, which is made up with a lot of youngsters, how do they handle that?
You know, you're rightly questioned, Fayaz. This is last year what the incredible season of Leverkusen.
That was
unbelievable, phenomenal, and they play really wonderful. It's not question incredible by the sense. It's a really in field, unbelievable. And when the tough competition, a lot of they're very edge to edge. They're succumbs. So see the mental toughness of the Leverkusen. Now they become their DNA. This is important. But why Bayern is successful?
Okay.
Their success, their DNA. This is the test, and this is also test for Leverkusen. If you see the Bundesliga, free occasional team, Dortmund is constant, and if you're Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim, they do a lot of good story.
That's the best thing about Bundesliga.
But this is the very interesting point of how Leverkusen play this season to carry forward either the incredible season in the build of their DNA or not. That has to be seen in this season.
So it is a random fact, but we had seen Leverkusen drawing a lot of teams, right?
Yeah.
To hold that unbeatable record. Will we see anything like this again, Faz?
I mean, it's hard to go an entire season.
And that was miraculous.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Exactly. Like one of the biggest drawbacks that people point out for the Arsenal invincible team is that they were drawing and they were drawing.
Exactly.
And it at times it seemed as if that they were playing only for a draw so that they preserve that invincible record rather than playing for a win.
I mean, it looked like that, to be honest.
Exactly. And that is something that wasn't the case with Leverkusen. Like they were called Neverkusen, right?
Neverkusen.
To the entire season. They had so many late goals. They would never give up till the end. So like he said about the DNA. So they've had that in their system now. And even with their Supercopa victory, they again had a late goal which took the game to penalties. So maybe that is something that they carry forward, and that is like we saw Fergie time, maybe we see Alonso time this time.
Well, I hope it's only for 1 year, and I hope he comes to Madrid next season.
Of course, you have to bring up Real Madrid here.
Of course.
Even in a discussion about German football, he has to bring up Real Madrid.
Of course. So, anyway, DFB Pokal. The first round is on the way.
Yeah.
And if we talk about the Big Six, Bayern Munich, they had a wonderful showing.
Yeah.
They beat Ulm 4-0.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it?
It was and the best part about Bayern Munich's game was it was a very rotated squad. It wasn't their first team that was playing. We saw glimpses of Harry Kane, and the fans also got to see the debut of Michael Olise.
Yeah.
The best thing was Thomas Muller's 2 goals. He's just announced his international retirement. I know you know him very well.
I have a lot of memory with him.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah. So their performances in that game, of course, there's no comparison between Ulm and Bayern Munich at this moment. But it was good to see what they can show in the coming season, because it was also Kompany's first professional match as manager for Bayern Munich.
Exactly.
And he showed a good showing there.
You know, that's the beauty of Pokal. See, the Bayern played the first round to Ulm.
Yeah.
And that's I'm talking about. That's a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
And no other league has this. They have other knockout cups or something like that, knockouts tournaments, where they come from third round, second round. And now this is the beauty. That's why I always called it a tournament for aspiration. Look at the club Ulm is hosting Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And the legions are playing in front of the smaller clubs. So Muller's Cup can think about, yes, I can go to play against Bayern and beat them and go play them. So this is the beauty of Pokal.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. That is the beauty of Pokal. And talking about Pokal and the top 6 team, Dortmund, 4-1. Phoenix Lübeck. What are your thoughts?
Again, a very dominant performance from Dortmund. We saw a debut goal for Waldemar Anton, who left Stuttgart. He's now joined Dortmund. Even a great showing from the players that were still at Dortmund. So it was a very debut match for Nuri Sahin.
And this is a similarity between Dortmund and Bayern this season, isn't it? Bayern, new manager,
young
manager, and people have always criticized Kompany for shortfallings, right? Now he gets the big job. He comes to Bayern Munich. Nuri Sahin, nobody heard of his coaching skills before,
exactly.
Right? And he comes to Dortmund. So this is going to be a great test for them and a good challenge.
You know, the advantage now, I'm talking about the DNA. Yeah. If you see last 4-5 season or if you got last 10 years of Bundesliga, if you this consistency of performance is Bayern and Dortmund.
Yeah.
And then also, if you see last 3-4 years, Leipzig to become a very, very dominant side.
He's also slowly build the team.
Slowly build the team, and they have a very successful transfers. They get business model, whatever. But it's become a more and more winning habits, DNA. It's like a consistent. So I think 5-6 clubs comes to the Bundesliga consistent. Then there's always a Bundesliga. If you see Bundesliga's highest attendance and also high scorers, goal scorers. So this is the important. The Pokal is a very important part of this football structure of Germany. You know, when the league, Bundesliga is one side, is this a league, professional league, but how the pipelines, this kind of DFB Pokal is an important part to get the German football up. Because if you just mention this, a big team goes to the smaller clubs in their stadiums, and it creates a buzz, create a round. It's kind of a cascading effects. This is important. I can be.
I love that word. Cascading effects. That's a very good word.
And also to what Sir said, like combining both what he was saying and what you were saying, it's a new season, young in the young careers of Kompany and Nuri Sahin as managers. So for them, if they go on to win the Pokal in their first season with a club like Dortmund.
So you're saying
Bayern,
Munich and Dortmund are not getting the Bundesliga?
Maybe not. You
Sir, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, my personal, these two coach Kompany and Nuri Sahin, they have a new in the and it's Kompany is a very short time. He's not have tested or
he's not known for his coaching skills.
Coaching skills. So this is something those two coaches has to prove. And it's the problem lies, you know, when you come coaching for a young time, except Nagelsmann.
He's different grade.
He's a different grade.
Different grade. Or he supports a lot of stuff, and when you have good things, and when Kompany comes to into the Bayern, it's not in good shape, management wise, or it's not in that of success. There are a lot of not in shape, rather.
It's a very turmoil-filled
fields, and that time he has also coached, maybe clicked because. There's no expectation from Kompany because he can. There's a big expectation for Kompany. Also for them, he has not pressure. He wants to do his best. It's my perception.
Might I say big expectations from Munich, less expectations from Kompany?
Yeah, probably because
no expectation is there, but I think that if you see the track record of Bayern, the last year is really a very difficult turmoil Bayern.
They cannot have another trophyless season.
That would be.
They are. I know the Bayern DNA. If Bayern they don't want to lose even any small trophy, they are the born winner, and that's the DNA. When they lost, it's just 1 year. See the turmoil comes in. Just 1 year. Because it's a DNA in the whole thing, and I knew him personally. They are winners, always love to be winners. So that's the one side. The advantage of a company, he don't have a pressure of it. He comes in open mind. I personally felt Kompany can be a good combination to Bayern right now. And regarding Nuri Sahin, Dortmund is a difficult than a different story in Bayern. Dortmund is a more structured thing, and structured like this. They have their own way of thought process, and Bayern like I have to win. That's a Bayern philosophy, and Dortmund also have to win. But they have more on development process. They give a time to their coaches. They grow the team. They give them more time. But Bayern always has a pressure, and Coach Bayern's the ability to win with the convincing. This pressure is little less in Dortmund, so he has more time to spread. That's the two philosophy. Both are want to win. But the good thing is. And now the more and more club to have consistent performance. Like one was a Bayern, then the Dortmund comes in a regular consistent, as in a world of football. Last year, Dortmund is a very good success, good run in the Champions League. Almost won it. And the last year, the German football is really good, and as a German football. Champions League final, then Europa with Leverkusen, lost a different story. But it's really good to talk about. You know, 5-6 good club, consistent go on. That's a very good story for a
That's
big
a good
league.
sign.
Very good sign. And Pokal particularly also, what I mentioned to you, DFB Pokal, this kind of Cinderella stories makes you more star to come. If you analyze the star who really makes the star, when people come and talk about, he's a good star, but you cannot forget who brings him the star to be star.
Exactly.
Like I said, we saw in the Pokal this time, Würzburger kickoffs, they're a very lowly team, but they managed to overcome a strong opposition and then advance to round 2. And you never know that maybe they can cause another upset.
And these are the, as per Sir says, Cinderella stories.
Because the story, if you just see, if you leave the Indian perspective point of view, they'll feel the Pokal matches a fill. Because the German football structure is more city structure. It's a 51 plus mean the city, the club, the passion. It doesn't belong to third, fourth league or fifth league. It doesn't matter. I love my club. That's important.
Yeah.
So this passion is one of the trigger factor of German football structure.
So if I have to ask you, for a personal choice, not an analytical choice, which club would you like to see win the Pokal this year?
No, this is a very diplomatic question.
Exactly.
No, you have to answer this.
Yeah.
I am also a little diplomatic. I want to any club win the Pokal should be a real winner.
Yeah.
Means the football end of the day, any winner of the Pokal winner is the football end of the football
wins
wins
ultimately.
because the beauty of Pokal is it's a league. You know that you have 18 best clubs and you have a chance to play again and again. You have a chance to recover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a knockout. Every day is a new day for you.
Yeah.
So the big club or smaller club.
Yeah.
So this kind of tournaments are very tough. So when they come out with this toughness to be win, and definitely the winner is the football end of the day.
Of course.
Absolutely. But if you have to choose between two teams, whom would you choose?
I personally, if you want to say for football, I always wanted for the bet for the Cinderella stories.
Yeah.
I want to come any unknown team to be champion.
Yeah.
That's always I love to be aspirations.
Yeah.
That's a lovely. That's a story.
Yeah.
That's the life of football, and football also a life. So it's aspirations. That always, as a football enthusiast or football philosophy, what I felt always, unknown to be known.
Yeah.
That's the story of football.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, for your insights. So moving on, I will tell you another random fact, which is Bayern won 4-0,
Yeah.
Dortmund won 4-1,
Yeah.
and you know who won 4-1 again against Vassessen,
Yeah.
RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
The top three, they're
Yeah.
all winning 4-0,
Good
4-1,
Yeah.
or 4-0, right?
So
what are your thoughts
they're
on
in
that?
fours,
Yeah.
3-4s.
3-4s.
Force to be reckoned with.
Force to be reckoned with. Nice, nice. I like that.
Well said.
So, sir, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, this is a good story. That's they all the three best team, and still Leverkusen and Stuttgart to be another
yet
next
to
week.
play,
They're to live, but it's a good story from their point of view, and it's a good beginning for these three clubs to be in the football season. It's a good from their side, and also the loser side. I know they also. You know, if you see that's why I'm talking about the Pokal the Davy Pokal is always a similar story. It doesn't matter how many scores score against them. The matter for them to play against the big stories.
It's a big thing for them.
Big
to
thing for
host
them, and also host them. That's a very important. This is this is the beauty of this. This is results can be different.
Exactly.
But
especially if you look at the fans of those teams as well.
Yeah,
they come out in numbers to see big players coming.
It helps them generate a lot of revenue as well.
No, this revenue, and also the one thing is that now they can felt that they can touch their challenge, their leaders, their heroes, and they can play against them. And in a player who can never thought about playing this kind of footballing stuff, I always that is DFB Pokal is always a story of Cinderella, story of aspirants. So it doesn't matter where the loser win. But if you go through last year Pokal final,
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is the Pokal, and I win in a final, and they played very well.
Yeah.
Definitely, sir. We would also like to ask our viewers to tell us what do you think about the big three scoring 4 goals. But we still have Leverkusen left. So about
Stuttgart too.
And Stuttgart too. And Stuttgart too.
But for Leipzig this year, I wanted to say one thing. I am expecting big things for Leipzig this year. It's a lot of things combined, right? Like we spoke about how there's going to be pressure over Leverkusen this season, and we spoke about how both Bayern and Dortmund have new managers.
Yeah.
Leipzig have a very settled system this year. Marco Rose has been there for about this is his 3rd year at the club. He's already won Pokal with them before. And the best part...
also Super Cup.
And also the Super Cup. The best part for them is this season that they've managed to keep hold of Benjamin Sesko. And they've gotten Xavi Simons, who was one of the best players last season. They've gotten them back on loan this year.
I mean, I guess that's one of the best transfers in this transfer window.
Yeah.
Throughout all the leagues, I feel.
The best move they've made this year is to keep hold of both Xavi Simons and Benjamin Sesko.
Exactly. And both of them scored.
Exactly. Both of them scored in the previous game.
The important thing of Leipzig, it's also a very systematic club.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They create players, the development strategy, and they have a long-term focus. That's a beauty of. That's why if you see last 5 years, 6 years, they are very consistent. In
ever since they've gained promotion to the Bundesliga, they've only finished once outside the top 4, and even then they finished 6th, which is not a bad finish. So they've consistently been in the top 4.
And also they consistently beat Bayern.
Yeah.
This is a very
Absolutely.
important
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, this is that I think Leipzig is a very consistent. After, if you see Bayern, Dortmund, and Leipzig,
Yeah.
I'm not still now Leverkusen, but
Yeah.
Leverkusen has to prove another
Exactly.
2-3 seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
They are good. Previously, when they played, a very good. Ballack was there, so they
Yeah.
have. But they are spiritic
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But this Xavi, I'm pretty sure this they have inbuilt the DNA. Xavi has one thing, and what a smart move Xavi has did. They never changed the club. He can offer, the world has offered him to be changed, and that's a
smart move
very
from
smart
Alonso,
move to be there and make the success story.
Hope he changes. I hope he changes.
No. But it's
good for football.
it's a good
Yeah.
move for him. If you see I'm always try to resonate with one guy, another this Jürgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stays settled in. If you see, he's settled at Dortmund. Then he went to Liverpool.
When he was ready.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
and also make the Liverpool up. So I
Absolutely.
look like Xavi has something follow the classical way of the coaches to be there to build up the team, and then they go out. That's very nice, and this is a very good thing in spite of the changes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love the fact that Sir has so much hope from Xabi Alonso. I love you for that. So moving on, we have 2 matches.
Yeah.
Leverkusen versus Karl Zeiss Jena. Your prediction, sir?
If you, it's a logic they
Yeah.
still to win, but if if we call it any unpredicted thing, I love to some Cinderella story should come,
Okay.
but they are much bigger,
Yeah.
but successful.
Yeah.
But for a Cinderella story,
You have to give us score line, sir. You cannot be diplomatic all the time.
no, I'm giving this. For me, I always love to be a Cinderella story to be
Yeah.
up. Because that's the football, and that's football make alive, that the fans make alive, and every day we create new stars.
Yeah.
And stars
Absolutely.
only happen when Cinderella comes in to give you something.
Well, that's
That's
Kaushik
something we'll
Moulik
remember
right
by.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Faz, what about your prediction? Please no Cinderella stories. I want your prediction.
I mean, if we be realistic,
Okay.
of course, everyone would love to see an underdog story, right?
Yeah.
But if you have to be, imagine how anticlimactic it would be as a start to Leverkusen season if they get knocked out this year.
I cannot process that
Exactly.
at this point. No.
So, since all the big teams have gone for
Yeah.
a 4-0 or 4-1 scoreline, I'm going for a 4-0 scoreline for Leverkusen.
4 goals gonna continue.
Yeah.
We are gonna have 4 goals in 4 matches. Let's go. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So Stuttgart will face Brüssen. What are your thoughts on that?
Stuttgart, I'm not sure how they're going to do this season because they've lost 2 of the key players. They've lost Guirassy to Dortmund. Actually, both of them joined
Yeah.
Dortmund. Anton joined Dortmund and Guirassy joined.
And those
Dortmund.
players were pretty crucial last
Exactly. Anton was the captain. Guirassy scored 30 and 30. So I have to see how Sebastian Hoeneß does as the manager now. So this time it could be Prussen that pip them. Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe I can
A
see that
miracle.
happening.
You see a miracle
Yeah,
happening.
maybe.
Cinderella story.
Cinderella story.
Cinderella
like
Keep
we
on,
were talking
keep on,
about.
Cinderella story.
Yeah.
That's a beauty.
So I'd go with a 1-0 win for them. Let's see that
Oh.
happens.
Good predictions.
Yeah.
Sir, can we get any deeper insight from you
What inside?
about Stuttgart? What do you think?
Those Stuttgart lost the players, that story there, but I'm very hopeful for their manager.
Okay.
Sebastian Hoeneß is a very, very intelligent
Yeah.
young manager. In football, and I'm talking German spectre, football manager or coach, whatever, they are very, very important to play the strategies, they can motivate. And Stuttgart is again, they have a good back, the DNA is there. So it doesn't matter. Again, I said German teams. If you see if you structure, it doesn't belong to who comes or not. It's not a superstarism or stardom-driven. They always make a plan. With the German way of thought process, plan A, plan B. When he sell some players, they have backup there.
Yeah.
And the problem lies for the outer world. They think it's a one player, big player, gone. But we see when they are star, where they name before 2 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you will find a lot of other maybe. That's the beauty of German football. they keep their reserve and they keep the eye on a talent. They're very good at identifications. That's the beauty of German
The
football
scouting
system.
process is quite good.
If you see whether Bayern was extremely successful, if you last 10 years before you say, I've been to them, but I very closely work. They always, if you say the reserve bench of Bayern, superb. Maybe another team they can beat Bayern. The reserve bench, if you talk about 2008, 9, 10, 11, and they are big time. If you stay at a reserve bench, then another Bayern can be, another team can play.
Absolutely.
That's the beauty of them. That's why if you don't. This is the beauty of German football. They create stars and they can continue creating this kind of stuff. So I don't think so, because they have a system. It's a system driven, not like a transfer driven come. It's like a buy and sell and keep them together. Not. They have a very good systematic structure to replacing. May not we know the name, but they can be big.
Absolutely, sir.
That's the hope.
But again, I ask you, with hope, give us a prediction. Who's gonna win?
Which one? For
between Stuttgart and
again, if you say it's if your brain says Stuttgart and heart says a Cinderella story.
Well, let us know in the comments what you think. Who's gonna win between Prussen and Stuttgart? And let's hope you're not thinking about Cinderella story as well. Because give us some predictions. Come on. Okay. Anyway, moving on. About Bundesliga, what are your thoughts? Who are the top 4 this season? Who are going to play well? Which manager is going to make his name for himself this time around?
I'm going all in on Marco Rose. Marco Rose is going to make his name. I believe because of the facts that I mentioned about Leverkusen and Bayern and Dortmund, this is Leipzig's best chance to win a title. I don't think they're going to have a better opportunity, because maybe Bayern and Dortmund's appointments don't work out. Maybe Kompany and Shahin do not do well, at least this season. And Alonso has a lot of pressure.
Okay, I have a question for you. If Kompany doesn't do well this season, do you see him staying? Because Bayern has been fickle recently regarding their managers.
That's true, but I believe they've gotten in Kompany because of the way that he's played, because he did not do well with Burnley last year, right? Burnley got relegated. But they got him because they believed in the system that he wants to apply, the way that his side played in the championship. So I believe they might give him another season, considering he's still a young coach. If the results are there, if the promise is there, even if they don't win the Bundesliga this year, if the promise is there, they might stick with him. But I still believe the top 4 for this year would be Bayern, Dortmund, Leipzig, and Leverkusen.
And the winner?
Leipzig.
Yeah,
I'll go with Leipzig.
Interesting choice. What about you, sir?
You know, the all top 4 is a very good. I think someone out of 4, there should be one of them. The consistency says. And if comes somebody again, then the Bundesliga become another Cinderella league. But this top 4
again coming back to Cinderella stories.
No, I'm not talking about. But I'm saying this top 4. What you have talked about, Fayaz, is absolutely. I'm go with that. Their leagues roam around would be this top 4. And yes, if you logically said Marco Reus is a better position because he's settled the team. He was with the team last couple of years. And Xavi has a pressure for incredible. He need to be incredible again. And there's always a law of average sometimes helps you. So these two things, topic and these two coaches, maybe, but Bayern team is a very good team. Dortmund also a very solid team. But the new coach is always the new coaches. What is I said is analytically, if you say Marco Rose is a better position for his team to be performing. They are in settle a couple of years. He isn't there. He knows the system. Player respected him. He make him his name to like the same thing as did by Klopp in the Dortmund era. So this is the one advantage for him. And also Kompany, his style is good. And he has a good team too. Just buying some turmoil period. It's a more psychological issues for the players and all the management stuff. If it's not a question of playing issues, one of the part, but they are more on a little bit of turmoil with the psychological issues, and they feel they're the issues. If you just remove this barrier, it's my personal opinion. They should just think about, no, I am back again, and just leave the pressure. Winning or loss, let's have our best to the ground. Don't put a pressure. Have to win. Someday you have to lose. That's a game. They have to understand that. This one part. And of course, Bayern, Dortmund is very consistent. and they have a very logical thought process of they are more focusing on making players and team game. But definitely Marco Rose is the right opportunity because if you say that if you're footballing talent, skills, and the consistent of a team, I think of course Leipzig is a very good opportunity. Xavi is a great coach, and he has. But one pressure again, if come up this is the very interesting for footballing world. How this incredible team, the DNA inflected for next season. It's again the DNA. So it's a very interesting. This year Bundesliga is really interesting thing. A lot of other teams also come up very well.
Yeah.
But this four, I think this championship should be roam around this four.
These 4 teams.
Yeah.
So
Till now.
Yeah, till now, of course.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So a question for you, Faz. Bayer Leverkusen, imagine they won the league,
Yeah.
but they couldn't do an invincible season again.
Yeah.
What's the situation right there? Do you consider it a disappointment? What
No,
do you
I-
consider it?
No, I
Because
mean,
see, the hopes are extremely high for
but
them.
like, I think it's extremely unrealistic for anyone to expect Leverkusen to do another invincible season, right? That is just not
now.
possible.
Absolutely.
So if Leverkusen manage, and I think something that a lot of people might forget, that this was Leverkusen's first ever Bundesliga title.
Yeah.
Like even though they were a big name,
They
like,
never won.
everyone had heard about them, but they never won before. So if they manage to retain that title, even if they lose 10 games and manage to retain it, it's a big thing for them.
Absolutely.
It's still a successful season.
You know the Leverkusen story. If you say about if the doesn't even if you think about doesn't own the league,
Yeah.
but they were still in a top 4
Yeah.
Yeah.
and qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's a great achievement
it's
for them.
true.
Right?
I agree.
Because you are slowly consistent. And
Yeah,
now
exactly.
This is important.
Yeah.
If you the Leverkusen story, you can be really consistent. And another 2-3 years down the line, what's the question of Xavi? Because you have to ecosystem. Believe yourself. Any football, any success story has to believe in. What's the success of Bayern? They believe. They never thought they lose.
Yeah.
So that's believe in. That's not like Dortmund has now. They can beat. They can believe they can beat. I can win. I can go to the Champions League final. I can beat any team in the world.
Yeah.
That's believe has come, and this believe only come. You have to consistent in your performance.
Absolutely.
That's important.
So can we call Leverkusen the new Schalke of Bundesliga?
I would.
No, don't say new Schalke. Schalke, once the time came, they have a lot of. You cannot call a Bundesliga Leverkusen a Schalke because Leverkusen itself made his name. They
Yeah.
have a history, but they never owned Bundesliga before last year. But Schalke is also very
So
big.
I see parallels of between Leverkusen and Leicester City.
Leicester. Okay.
Like when, of course, Leverkusen weren't relegated and they weren't a promoted side. But when Leicester won the title, when the Premier League title in 2015, and they did not just sit back after winning the title. We saw them regularly compete for the top 4. There were 2 seasons in a row where they finished 5th, and like if one result had gone just here and there, they would have finished 4th.
Yeah.
So this is what I expect Leverkusen to do, but in a way they would be better because they'd actually get top 4. I certainly expect them to finish in the top 4. So I think that is the parallel that I see between the two sides, and Leverkusen should be. I mean, anything less than a top 4 is a bad season. for them.
Absolutely.
And if you see the season Leverkusen starts the Super Cup, it's also done its good thing.
Yeah.
It's back to you give you more confidence.
Yeah.
That if you see the Super Cup is winning Super Cup is also continued at DNA works.
Exactly.
It's if you're smallest one tournament, it's a cup, it's one match, but still a continuity, the same kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
I'm Leverkusen definitely. It's my not a prediction, logical summation that they should be in a top 4,
Yeah.
and they should go for the Champions League.
Absolutely, sir. So let us know what are your predictions for the top 4 and whom do you think will do good in this season. So moving on, the Golden Boot. This will be pretty quick. I'm going to go start with fast. Who's winning it? Who's winning it? Come on.
There can only be one answer: Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, sir.
Hurricane.
Harry Kane. I also go with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest. He's the man.
Exactly.
He's the man.
He is a man of goals.
Exactly.
He's the man of goals. Absolutely. So I guess this is it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kaushik sir,
Thank
for
you. It's
being
a pleasure.
part of this.
No, it's
Yes,
part to chat with all your young minds and thoughts.
Absolutely, sir. And the thing is that we'll be back again. Kaushik sir will be back again.
Yes.
And we will have more talk about his Cinderella stories as well. So please watch our video, subscribe, like, comment, Please do,
Please.
as I always say in our videos, thank you.